Hello folks, we're just going to talk a little bit about using the Marquee tool today. So Marquee tool is probably the most useful edit tool, certainly for me, when using Logic or DAW. It's called other things in different DAWs, but in Logic it's called the Marquee tool. And we access it, first of all, by using our menus up here. If you want your mouse to be permanently on the Marquee tool, you click on your left-hand toolbox up here and select Marquee tool, and it makes the little crosshairs there. I prefer to have it on the right hand menu, and that's there by default, usually when you open up Logic, and that means that when you press Command on the keyboard, as I'm doing now, you can see that it turns to the little crosshairs there, and now I'm accessing the Marquee tool. So the idea of the Marquee tool is to be able to make cuts and edits in audio and MIDI, sort of in the main page in the arrange window here. So I've got a little song here. It's got some guitar, drums, bass and organ. Here's just a little snippet of it. Excellent. So as a good example here, we've got this guitar part here on this Les Paul part, and in this section here it stops, it fades out, and then it brings itself back in the second half here. I don't want it to stop, and I'm going to use my Marquee tool to copy the part from somewhere else. So I'm going to hit Command, I'm going to then take my little crosshairs, I'm going to click where I want to start the edit, and I'm going to drag it across, still holding down where I want it to stop the edit. Okay, and it will tell you there what bar and how long your edit is going to be, the little pop up there. And I've now let go of Command and the mouse, and I'm going to just simply click and drag that over. Now as you can see, it has removed it from here, and sometimes you'll want that. You'll want to make a swift edit where you just take one bit and move it somewhere else. That's not what I want to do here. I said I wanted to keep that going throughout, so let's undo that. This time I'm going to hold down Option or Alt if you've got an older Mac. Hold down Option, and then I'm going to click and drag it, and this time you can see that the little pop-up has said copy regions rather than move, and now I let go of both and there is a new region there it is, freely moving about. It isn't a carbon copy of this section here. So now if we solo that, it now should play all the way through. Brilliant. Now, one thing that often happens if you move audio around on other audio is you get little clicks, pops, and they're called artifacts that crop up where this section of audio crosses into this section here. And I'm just going to show you a really good quick tip for dealing with that. What we're going to do is we're going to go up into our drop down menu from the top, and we're going to use the split by playhead function, and I'm just going to click just after where I've made my edit. So there's my new audio. I've moved my playhead to just after. Click on the audio, split by playhead, and then I'm just going to move that so that it just overlaps, and move that so that it just overlaps, and then I'm going to select the two front sections. I'm going to open my inspector window, and I'm going to come down and you select more, and I'm going to take this fade out here. I don't want to fade out, I want an equal power crossfade, and then for both those sections which I've got highlighted, I'm going to do an equal power crossfade of about 5, and you can see here, and now if I zoom in, it has put in a little crossfade between those, and 5 samples is about enough to hide those little artifacts. Here we go. Let's solo that and hear it. Perfect. Okay, so that's one use of the Marquee tool, is to copy other parts and move them to where we want them to move them to. Another use of it is to kind of make big swathing cuts through the whole song. So at the end of this chorus here, we've got a section, this section here, from bar 30 onwards, and just at the end of the chorus it sounds like this. I'd like to repeat that 2-bar section, bar 30 and 31. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all. I'm going to do my split by playhead, and that's going to cut through everything. All the MIDI notes I want to shorten, and then I want to just drag the whole half of that song, the second half of that song, I want to drag it on 2 bars. And then I want to take my Marquee tool, so hold Command, drag over those 2 bars, and then hold Option and drag those into place. And if you've got snap turned on up here, smart snap, it should work absolutely perfectly and snap to the bar. So here we go. Perfect. And as I said before, if you're having little artifacts cropping up in here, highlight those 2 sections, equal power crossfade, 5, and then you can just drag them slightly to overlap. Okay, that's some good use of the Marquee tool. I hope that's been helpful. Once you get used to it and having your finger on the command button constantly, it becomes second nature, and you just sort of whiz around Logic, moving things and copying things and doing this and that. It becomes absolute habit. So keep doing it, keep practicing it. Anything else you want me to do a little tip or trick on, let me know. Other than that, have a great day. Take care, folks.